I talk with you more often than I do. Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar and to another edition of Pink Floyd Friday. Hope you're doing well. Today we're doing If. This was off of Atom Heart Mother. And I was thinking about this song lately because I saw Nick Mason's Saucerful of Secrets band a couple months ago. And I'll leave a link for that video where I react to the set list in the description. You can check that out. But they played this song at the beginning and end of the Atom Heart Mother suite, which was really interesting. They played If, just sort of a quick snippet of it. Then they went into the entire 15-minute or however long it is Atom Heart Mother complete suite, and then they went back into If as a sort of a reprise. So really, really beautiful song. This is a Roger Waters, solo composition, so to speak. He just basically played it on a nylon guitar and sung it. And they only have one performance of this in 1970 live, and then other than that, Rogers played it at some of his solo tours. So this is totally accessible for a beginner, so really, really good for anybody who's trying to just get some beginner fingerstyle songs going, because it's an arpeggio pattern over chords that are very easy to play. But I want to talk about the theory of this really briefly. Here's the key of E, right? Here's our 1 chord, and then the 5 chord before the lyrics come in. So that's 1-5, all right, B7. But when the lyrics start, we have a 1 chord followed by a D major. That's flat 7. So that's borrowing from E minor. Very common to do that in a major key, okay? But what's really interesting and what I want to talk about is it's actually a 1-6-2-5 turnaround here, which you see in jazz all the time. So doesn't sound like a jazz song, of course, but here's a 1 chord, here's a C-sharp 7, that's a 6 chord. But more precisely, it's actually a secondary dominant. So 6 would normally be minor in the key of E major, okay? But if you make it a C-sharp 7, you make that third a major third, and all of a sudden it drives us to the 2 chord, all right? It's a secondary dominant. It's called a 5 of 2. And then here's an F sharp. And again, this would have been minor in the natural key of E major, diatonically speaking, but they made it major, and that drives us to the 5 chord. So it's like a 5 of 5. So there's F sharp, and then B7 is finally our 5 chord. So 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, and that's considered the I've Got Rhythm chord progression. Rhythm. So obviously way different of a vibe and sound, but I'm just pointing it out that is something you can do with music and with songwriting, is you can basically have secondary dominants that drive us to a chord. So 1, 6, 2, 5. So anyway, theory aside, this is very learnable for a beginner. The only chord that might give you a little trouble is, well, this chord that looks like a C7 that's up a fret. That's a C-sharp 7. Okay, 4-finger chord there, and an F sharp bar chord. All right, so I'll also teach you the guitar solo, which it's more of a instrumental hook than a solo, right? And I did that on my Gibson ES335. So we'll go through that as well. There'll be a tab for this on the Patreon, and a good way to support the channel. And also, quick note that we're taking a break on dogs. I will get back to that. We've done the first couple minutes of it, as well as the first solo. So thanks for tuning into Pink Floyd Friday as always, and remember to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and leave a comment if you'd like for your Pink Floyd Friday request, and let's jump on in. All right, so we'll jump right in. This is a great song for getting your fingerstyle skills going. If you're new to fingerstyle, this is really nice because it's not too quick. It doesn't involve Travis picking or anything like that, and it's a great way to just sort of get going with the right hand. All right, you could play this with a pick, but it works great with fingers, so I would just do it with the fingers, to be honest. Okay, so we're going to start here with the intro. And all the left-hand chords are pretty easy except for the bar chord. So totally accessible even if you're a beginner. We'll get our E chord going. And it's just like a regular E chord, except we're going to lift the third finger and move the middle finger to the fourth string, second fret. So that's all you need. You don't need anything on the E or A bass strings at all. Now let's talk about the right hand. We're going to have thumb on the fourth string, index on the third, middle on the second, ring on the first. And those fingers are going to live there. And it's for this chord. And then it's a good habit to have the right fingers on the right strings, all right? So we're going to go fourth, third, second, first. Okay. Now second, third, fourth, third. That's the complete bar. That's the complete pattern right there. Twice. Then we move the entire pattern down to a B7. So we're going to go to a B7 here. Notice 2 on the 5th string, 1 on the 4th string, 2 on the 3rd string. We don't even need the pinky on the 1st string because we're not going to be playing that note. So I would just do that. And then you're going to move the pattern, everything down a string. So now the thumb moves to the 5th string, index here, middle here, ring here. See? And you do the same pattern. So 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 4th. Twice. Again. Okay, and that's the entire intro. B7. And that's actually at tempo already, so you can practice it slower if you want to build up to that. Now the lyrics come in, and we go back to our E, same thing, twice. Here's the second time. Now a D chord, and the right hand pattern stays the same. Twice on the D. Back to E, we'll repeat everything. And a D chord, repeat everything. Fourth, third, second, first, second, third, fourth, third. Okay? Now our turnaround. So now we go back to an E, same pattern. Now a C sharp 7. So imagine a C7, if you know a C7, and go up a fret. So it'd be from the 5th string down, it'd be 4, 3, 4, 2. And the pattern is the same as it was on the B7. It's just 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 4th. Okay? But this time it's only one time, okay? So the E is once, C sharp is once, sorry. Now an F sharp, we're gonna do a bar chord like an F, but up a fret. And it's now the only time we skip a string in the entire pattern. So now we go 6th with the thumb, and then 4th with the index. Middle is 3rd, ring is 2nd. So it's 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 4th. And then B7. Just like before. And then you would finish off with 2 times of E to B7. So let's do the entire thing together. Here we go. E. If I was a swan, get ready for the D. I'd be gone. Nice. Repeat here. If I was a train, I'd be late. Good. So there was the E to D twice. Now we're going to do the turnaround. E once, C sharp 7. F sharp, to B7, back to the E, twice, to B7, believe it or not, that's the entire song as far as the acoustic guitar. Now we're going to switch over to the electric solo, which was done on a slide, but we're not going to do it with a slide just because some people have never played with a slide before, and it's simpler just to show you the notes fretted. So we're going to switch to electric. You're welcome to do this on a steel string, but a nylon won't cut it because a nylon, it can't bend that high. Okay, here we go. Okay, this instrumental guitar hook is very simple. So, like I said, it's done on a slide, but we're just going to bend the notes. Great, also beginner Gilmour lesson in just bending, right? So you could do the bends in two places. I did it here because it's brighter. So let's do it there, and I'll show you how to do it here as well. It's the same notes, but a different string. We're going to do 7th fret, second string, and bend up a whole step, okay? Like that. Nice and slow bend, though. Bend up gradually. Good. Now, hit it again and unbend it. A little vibrato. Repeat everything. And then unbend it again. Good. Third time, we bend it again. This time, can you bend a half step higher? And then unbend. And then bend again. So that's 4 bends. So, let's try it from the beginning here. 3, 4, bend. 2, 2, 3, 4, unbend. There's the first 4-bar phrase. Next, repeat. 3, 4, 2, 2. Try to get that right pitch. Bend all the way back. Third time. 2, 2, 3. Now a slight bend higher, all the way back, and then 4th time bend again. Now to finish the solo, we're going to go all the way to 9th fret, bend up a half step, and then a whole step from there, like this. And then unbend to a half step. Okay? So, if you did it on a steel string, you'd have to do it on the 2nd string. The 3rd string can be done as well. It'd just be the same exact moves, just up to the 11th fret bending. And then unbending, okay? And then when you do that bigger move, it's going to be easier to bend because the G string is a little bit easier to bend than the B string. So there you go. That's the instrumental hook. Now, the second time around, there's a 3rd up. So one of the guitars comes into overdub and does a harmony up a 3rd. And just does, instead of 7 to 9 bend, it does 10 to 12 bend. Okay? Nice studio trick there of I call it guitarmony. All right, so there you go. Very easy to play this song on acoustic, and if you can muster the strength for the bends, then you're good on electric as well. All right, enjoy.